I don't actually think I can fit that on a scale. A basic pan gets you basic results, while a gold pan gives you max size resources. But this little guy creates things even bigger than a content creator's ego. And the best part is, there's no limit to how big we can make things. But you do need to be careful how you do this because... That one scaled a little bit quicker than I thought it would. We're gonna have some fun with this today. So we're just gonna need a little bit of ground to play with, and a teleporter to and from the shop. Now the way this bad boy works is you put inside what you want to make bigger, and then you just add value to that. The more value you add, the bigger the thing comes out. So we're gonna need a lot of value today. And we're gonna be using a pickaxe system to gauge measurement. A basic pickaxe hole isn't very big. A regular piece of gold actually fills a large portion of that up. So we need a bigger hole for bigger gold. To upgrade this one, we need 300 iron. I know how to do that. We use this game-breaking monstrosity, combined with a quaint little setup. That's going to make it a little bit easier to find all the iron we need. That's probably good enough. Each one of these regular-sized iron weighs 100 pounds, so it only takes 3 of them to create the iron bar of our dreams, which then gets us a bigger pickaxe. That definitely makes a bigger hole that we need a bigger piece of gold for. Or we can do iron for the iron pickaxe. That goes in there. Then we'll take a little bit more from it. I assume these are all about the same size, so we can work with that. So we stuff that in there and feed it one more iron. That puts the scaling at 103%. Add a little dirt, give it a little scrub, and we've made a baby. I love this mod so much. And this looks to be about the right size piece of iron. Get in your hole. Perfect. Oh, we need bigger holes. And I'm going to need more tool racks. Okay, the next pickaxe requires 600 gold. Thanks to my god drill, we're only going to need 6 of these. And the value of things is going to start to get pretty wildly out of control. That was easy enough thanks to my mini pile of gold. Give me the good stuff, 1 gold pickaxe. Anyways, the gold pickaxe makes a hole that big. That's going to be a big piece of gold. And luckily I still have tons of value sitting there. And then we're going to use iron to make it bigger because I don't understand any other scale. And my bucket seems to have run out of water. Luckily I'm a filthy cheater and have a very easy solution for that.
Abracadabra!
Big piece of gold. We're gonna need a bigger pan pretty soon, but does it fill the hole? Pretty perfectly. We're getting good at this. And this seems like such an unreasonably big piece of gold considering this is the usual maximum, but they get as big as you can imagine. So we're gonna put 1 gold pickaxe on the shelf to keep track, and then we're gonna see what it takes to make the next one. 1,000 worth of shards. Each one of these weighs 100, we need 10. Currently we have 3, so I'm feeling pretty optimistic this won't actually take very long. But that mostly depends on how badly my stuff piles up. Alright, count out 7 more shards if you see them. We literally only... There, we're done. I love god drills so much. And shard pickaxe, which definitely looks very good. It makes a hole that big, so we're gonna need a pretty reasonably big something. So in goes the shard. Then we're gonna top it up with iron, 108%. And this makes the biggest shard that's ever been seen in Hydroneer as far as I know. It's not big enough. It doesn't scale the same as gold. 110%? Well, the shards don't get as big as quickly because they're naturally smaller. And I don't dare to pretend to understand how any of this works. Is 118 the magic number? That's better. Where did that come from? Well, let's call that close enough. That's a pretty good fit. Another one for the collection. And what disaster do we need next? Emeralds. 1,000 pounds of emeralds. Gonna need lots of emeralds, and each one of them, once polished, weighs 100 pounds. So I guess everything that outputs is simply 100 pounds. I can live with that. I let this run for 20-30 seconds and we got all of this, so that's a really good start. I wish all of my stupid ideas just kind of worked this well. The hardest part is probably going to be transporting them, but I hope I can just kind of go like this. Are we happy now? 1 glowing green emerald pickaxe. So we'll make a big hole and, well, should we fill it with an emerald? Alright, let's see what happens when we make the emeralds bigger. 110 may just be the magic number. Get in there, you little rascal. That about fills it. Emeralds aren't a really round shape, so that works. To look at it, it just feels like it gets progressively stupider. So another one to our collection. What do we need now? 1,300 sapphire. And I think these pretty blue morons are rarer than emeralds. My existing disaster pile got me 9. So we need a bigger disaster pile.
More sapphires, please.
These are the ones we're looking for. Now to carefully place them on the table. And just like that, a pretty sapphire pickaxe. And that makes a hole that big. But I'm over the gems. We're going back to making big gold nuggets. And I'm feeling pretty good about 116%, which actually definitely not. 132% makes gold that big, which actually, yeah, is about right. It's not the most perfect fit in the world, but it roughly fills the hole, and that's what we're here to do. So sapphire pickaxe is complete. Next on the to-do list, ruby. We need 16 rubies. If we're really lucky, they might actually already be existing. There were 4. This is gonna get annoying because we're gonna run out of room down here. Have rubies always been this rare? I feel like normally I find them everywhere. I've just realized one of the problems with this idea is if I make the game lag, I lose all the progress and I can't clear raw materials because those big things are raw materials. So we're gonna have to go about this a bit of a different way. I cannot make the game lag too hard right now. And that gives us a beautiful red pickaxe, which makes a very, very big hole, which we're gonna fill with very, very big gold. So the last one required 132%. After feeding it some more iron, 137%, which looks something like that. That might actually be perfect. They're getting pretty big. You just kind of got to throw it the right way so it lays in the hole properly, but I think we got a pretty perfect fit. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. They grow up so fast. Red pickaxe complete. Next, we're going to need some cloudium, which is something I've actually already found a lot of thanks to my god drills. I only need 10 of these, that's 2. So after producing all of this, we had 9 of the 10 cloudiums we need. So it's not as rare as rubies, but still pretty rare. And it didn't take me long to produce the last one I need. This by itself is worth $200,000, so the pickaxe better appreciate what's gone into it. I can't wait to see how big of a piece of gold we need for this one though. That's gonna be perfect. We're all ironed up 143%. That's so beautiful. Well, I'd say that's about big enough to fill the hole with one simple nugget. So another pickaxe to my beautiful collection. For the next one, we're gonna need onyx, 400 onyx, which is extraordinarily rare in itself, but I have found a few along the way. Okay, well after mining that many resources, we only have 1 onyx to show for it. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of off-cam grinding, and there we go, I found the 4 onyxes we need.
Just shut up and give me the black pickaxe.
1 colossal sized hole coming up. Think about the amount of gold we're gonna need to fill that. I'm thinking for this we're gonna need about 150%. Or 148, 1 big piece of gold. Not actually sure if I'm gonna be able to drop this again. Get in the hole. Get in the hole? I did drop it. Perfect. It's a perfect fit. It's maybe even a touch big, but with all its little hitboxy stuff, that'll do. Time to retire him, and on to the next one, for which we need 1 million scrap. Maybe before digging that, we're gonna do something like this and remove some chunks there. And then we just try and take a little bit off the top, and we'll try and find a gold nugget that fits in this. It's not perfectly round, but I never said it was going to be. That's gotta be a big piece of gold though. I'm thinking 180%, which looks like that. Might actually be pretty close. And get in the hole. Okay, I can't put it down, it's too big. Luckily I have a solution for that if I quit. And load back in, I have physically put it down, but I'm still stuck inside of it, so I unstuck myself and then I've left the gold in the hole. I actually need a much bigger piece of gold to be able to fit here. Well, if these all want to get stuck in the ground, I have a solution. Basically, I'm too close to the ground, so when I try and put a gold nugget down, it doesn't have anywhere to go. I need to be in the sky. But I don't want to have to look through a flight helmet, so we're going to go ahead and remove the flight helmet. At least visually, if you blow it up, you still get the effect of it without having to physically wear it. Which also means we get a really fun view of the things we're creating. 202%. That's gotta make a pretty big gold nugget. Alright, before you get too far away, let's try and line up the shot and we'll drop it on in there. That should be more than enough space. Down you go. Okay, it's actually a little bit bigger than we needed. Wait, it's tipping in. I mean, it's not a perfect hole, but you kind of get the idea. That's such a big piece of gold. Well, naturally, I can't help but escalate. Well, I've taken the liberty of carefully constructing a brand new hole for an even bigger piece of gold. It's not quite perfectly round, but it's very close to perfectly round, maybe just a little more off the top. 250%, I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried about the effect this is going to have. Like at some point these will break the game, and we've got to be getting reasonably close to that point. Alright, center of the hole, down you go, you big piece of gold. We're actually getting pretty good at guesstimating these. I was originally going to go for 300, now I'm glad I didn't. I'm hoping that kind of rolls into the hole, and there we go. That's a nice big piece of gold. I already hate what I'm about to do, because even with the insane onyx pickaxe, we've got a big hole to make. And unfortunately for me, my throwable mega nukes don't seem to work. I definitely can use the basic nukes, but that's still going to take a while. So while I'm avoiding digging a massive hole, let's go find out what one of these is actually worth. Because of the abnormal size of this, you can't sell it at a normal shop, which is where this comes in. If I'm understanding this correctly, you can just go ahead and walk right into the bucket and it will sell it for you. That's the easiest $3 million I've ever made. What about a bigger one? 151%, we wouldn't want to get too carried away. So that one's worth a modest $34,680,000. I'll take it. Decided to just kind of do this the old-fashioned way and get it over with. Admittedly, it's not the prettiest hole I've ever made. but we'll be able to fill it with gold momentarily. This one was 250%. This one's gonna need to be like 600%. We're gonna sort of ease into this at 406%. That should get us a pretty hearty sized gold nugget. That's actually probably kind of perfect. Oh yeah, I got it. I wasn't sure I could pick it up for a second. We'll place it gently over the hole. Is it going to be the right size? We'll find out. Well, my hole isn't perfect. The gold nugget's perfect, but we filled the hole with a piece of gold, I guess, sort of. And earlier I thought these ones were big. That definitely not that big. So about this final pickaxe, 1 million scrap. I'm pretty sure before I just kind of found the most expensive thing I could find and then incinerated it and we collected it that way. Like a throne is 3,625 by itself. I just remembered what's worth a lot to scrap. The thing that's worth $10 million. Money well spent. 2,500,000 for a single item. So we can get the upgraded pickaxe and have change to spare. Well, for some reason it's rejecting my 2.5 million scrap. Oh, but look at that. It must have worked somehow when no one was looking. There's a new pickaxe. The problem with this one is we can't really use it on his ground because I don't want to lose all my carefully placed holes. What I can do though is bring it to this ground and then we'll make a new hole to drop a big piece of gold in. That's gonna work. I don't really know how big of a piece of gold we're gonna need for this. 700%? That seems accurate-ish. Oh, and it's even gonna put itself into the hole for me. Great. Alright, it's making its way in and I actually got it pretty close. Wow, that's a big piece of gold. Still actually need bigger though. We might be looking for more like 1,000. 1,035%. Then we give it a little brush and in comes the meteor. You could almost mistake it for being nighttime because the gold literally blocks everything. So we're going to go ahead and pick it up. And we're going to try and get high enough to the point where we can actually drop it, which might not even exist anymore. So I decided to reload and unstuck myself, hoping that the gold would fall to the ground, but I've kind of just made a moon out of gold. Okay, I've relocated the moon to over there. We're going for 1120%, starting in the edge of the hole this time. That way it hopefully just rolls straight into it. Or I guess it can just sort of hang out there for a while. Okay, it's that big. I'm literally carrying it right now. I figure since I have the opportunity to carry it, we can find out how much it's worth. And we broke the integer thing. Minus 10 billion whatevers. Lots of money. There you go. No more gold nugget. But the best part is I can actually see the other gold nugget from here. I'm on the other side of the map and it's very clearly right there. Which makes me wonder, how big can we do this? What about 5,200%? Okay, that's pretty good. It's moving. Oh, the game doesn't like that. I don't know where it's going, but it's making me uncomfortable and it's really hurting the frame rate. So now we just have a new planet in our solar system and it's made entirely of gold. So I guess next time we'll just have to go even bigger and even better.